sports line. Second rotation, the final vaulter for Utah, senior captain Shannon Bowles.
She's performing a handspring pike front half, great height, a little bit over-rotated. You see she had to take a big step there on the landing.
It's a 10-0 vault, something she struggled with throughout the year. In fact, she didn't compete it in regionals because she was having a tough time in warm-ups. She did get a 9.85 here in prelims, a 9.8 here, and you can see a little look of relief on Shannon's face. Over on B now, UCLA's Onnie Willis. This is the only event in the all-around where Onnie does not have an average of at least a 9.8. UCLA does need her to hit, though. Donnie Thompson leading off with a 9.75.
Nice punch front. Onnie's a very strong and powerful athlete, especially on floor, but you can also see it in her tumbling on the balance beam.
You just see it in her legs, and to think that you're doing a punch front on balance beam, just coming from 2 steps, you have to be strong.
You can see it again right here in the dismount. She performs back handspring, double tuck. A small step on the landing, but a great job.
Onnie, a 6-time All-American, senior hailing from Lee, New Hampshire. A 9.85 for Willis on the beam. And awaiting Alabama on the floor, Andree Pickens. Crowd favorite, senior captain from Houston, Texas. Last year, Andree had to sit this meet out, rupturing her Achilles just 5 days before nationals.
I would have much rather been on the floor with them, walking around cheering and competing with them. This year, I'm just glad to be out there with another chance to compete with my team, to contend for a national title, and just go out there, have some fun, and do good.
And Andrea's parents, Denise and Byron Adams, equally as happy to see their daughter come back from such a devastating injury. And for as much energy as Andrea has on the floor, I think it's safe to say her dad might have equally as much in the stands. The Coliseum crowd here at Coleman going nuts because you'll hear Andrea's music is the Alabama fight song.
Her first pass front through to double tuck. Beautiful. It amazes me that she can still tumble the way she does after having surgery on her Achilles.
We were talking about the Bama fight song. It's kind of a tradition. It gets passed around. Each year, a gymnast will have that music. This year, as a senior, it's Andrea's.
Full front pike. Nicely done.
Andrea wasn't able to compete all around this year until March 16th. That day against UCLA, not only did she win every event, but she set Alabama's all-around school record with a 39.85.
Getting ready for her last and final pass. Beautiful double tuck. Great routine for Andrea. Let's take another look at her first pass front through to a beautiful double tuck. And you can see her parents like that.
Dad's reaction is worth the price of admission, huh? He's dancing right along with her. I think he was going to hop out on the floor and do that move. And a third straight 9.9 for the University of Alabama on the floor. Meanwhile, on bars, Stanford continuing to struggle, a 9.675 for Abby Gare.
You can see right here she had a slight form break on her full twisting Tkachev. But where she struggled even more was on the dismount. Didn't quite get enough height and had to take a couple steps.
Becky Meldrum on bars for Stanford while Andree Pickens was on floor. And with Lise LeVay having that fall, The Cardinal now counts Gares 9, 6, 7, 5, and the pressure falls on Meldrum, one of the Cardinal senior tri-captains.
That was a beautiful release combination. Right into a shoot over to handstand. She really needs to stick this to dismount. Beautiful double layout. The slight step.
And just what the Cardinal ordered, a 9-8 for Meldrum, but still having to count Gares 9, 6, 7, 5. Stanford not quite able to keep pace with the rest of the pack. Alabama, a solid rotation on floor. Up now, Lauren Holdefer. She and twin sister Erin, the first set of twins ever to compete for the Tide, and they hail from Northport, Alabama, just about 10 minutes up the road from Tuscaloosa. Erin is a vault specialist, leading off every meet for the Tide. Lauren competing floor and vault most of the year for Bama.
This is a third and final tumbling pass, ending with a double tuck. Nicely done, a little bit of a hop on the landing there.
And Holdefer rounding out the rotation on floor for Alabama.
Take another look at her last pass right here. A double tuck, great height. You can see she's slightly hot back on the landing.
And a 9-8, 7-5 for Lauren Holdefer. Meanwhile, trouble brewing for UCLA. Alyssa Beckerman, who's ranked 7th nationally on the balance beam, fell right when you could hear the climax of the applause for Lauren Holdefer's floor.
Well, and that might have caused this problem because it's a fairly simple move. You can see right there. Take a close look at her feet. She goes to compensate and slips the other way right on her hip.
So the standings after 2 rotations, UCLA and Utah have completed 2 events, and while Beckerman fell for the Bruins on beam, their total after the event still a 49.15, and Dominique Dawes is with Val Condos.
Valerie, on the balance beam, the most nerve-wracking event there is. How were your girls able to keep such great concentration with the blaring music on the floor exercise?
We talk a lot about life as a choice, and it's a choice to get up there and let things affect you, and it's a choice to let them not affect you, and you can make the choice one way or another. And so we talk about that all year. We talk about it in practice, and we talked about nothing different in this meet than we do all year long.
Thank you.
After making a splash on floor, the Tide shifts to vaulting in rotation number 3 after this message and a word from your local station.